Over time, the internet has become more dominant in society as it's improved, and we rely on it now more than ever in our everyday lives. People use their smartphones to find and communicate anything, and it's become a standard to own one. And while we've benefited from having an easier and more convenient lifestyle from technology advancements, many people experience the negative side effects of spending too much time consuming social media on their phones. Adults, even those who've well experienced life before today's technology, have struggled with scrolling endlessly through social media all day, and consequently suffered the effects it has on their health and social life. However, these adults are capable of controlling these impulses, considering they've known a life outside of new technology as a child, fully developing before the internet became so relied on. Yet, this isn't the case for kids today, who've been introduced to their own devices a lot earlier than adults have. It's hard to control the need to keep scrolling when an undeveloped brain or a kid who hasn't had a life before technology is doing the scrolling, making it all they know. Phones or iPads are not only the standard for adults, but also kids, since most parents have found it easier to handle kids with something to keep them busy, using the resources they have today like devices. Another reason they're a standard for kids both young and old is so much time is spent on social media, it blurs the line of the online and real world, especially for kids. And because of this, so many things talked about or mentioned in kids are reflected from social media. This is so true that kids without a phone might have a hard time connecting with others their age. Kids have the same problem most adults also have with their phones or iPads. They easily waste a significant amount of time watching short-form videos until having a hard time staying in reality. However, the videos aimed at kids are considerably different from what adults are seeing. Usually for younger kids, they're being shown bright thumbnails and captivating titles that make them click on videos. By doing so, it's easy for kids to come across captivating videos that pose as kids' videos, but have unusual content in them. This content can include loud, overstimulating, and mind-numbing videos that are far from educational for younger kids, and instead confuses kids between what's real and what's not. One reason to kids' increased screen time is algorithms that feed kids mindless videos, keeping them hooked with their fast-paced, short-form, and strange content that strikes their curiosity. Both teenagers and even kids come across very exaggerated and unrealistic ideas on social media that can shape the way they think. In a way, young girls are deeply affected by this because of the pressure they feel to look like women online. This affects their self-esteem, mental health, and gives them unrealistic expectations to meet. Although unrealistic expectations for women can come from things like magazines or models they see on TV, the possibility of a girl with social media not seeing these videos and photos is almost unavoidable, making it hard to stop this from happening. A Pew Research Center survey says that teenage girls tend to spend more time on apps that are image or video-based social media, like TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat, rather than media for entertainment. The worst part is, companies and channels behind this media encourage and promote the strange and exaggerated content that kids and teens see, just to profit off of our data and views. We should be worried about kids being targeted because they're too naive and undeveloped to understand how this can harm them. Regardless of this, it can be hard to see how this marketing towards kids could be effective enough to have a long-term effect on them. Yet, social media gives kids physical, socializing, and mental health problems that'll lead them to struggle when they apply their underdeveloped skills to adulthood. A toddler with excessive screen time spends less time playing with toys or using their own imagination for entertainment because entertainment is being handed to them through social media. Toddlers being raised on social media will be underdeveloped in the parts of their brain that help with things like imagination, creativity, and social skills. The inability to have these skills, along with so much time spent escaping reality and daily self-isolation, will lead to mental health problems. Also, watching videos mindlessly can cause kids to forget about needs like exercise or sleep, affecting their physical health as well. Bullying has also become easier among teens, since they can stay anonymous and push the unrealistic standards they see onto others without having to own up to it. If everyone is trying to follow these expectations that they see online just to be liked by others, confidence won't be lost just from girls, but also for everyone else. And as the mental health of kids gets worse, so does their screen time. You can see this in toddlers who are rewarded with more screen time by parents after throwing a tantrum to get them to calm down. Teenagers, on the other hand, give themselves more screen time for a distraction. This causes kids and teens to associate screen time with positive feeling or distraction. But this just puts them back into the cycle of unrealistic ideas and in reality causes further damage to mostly teens who care more about standards, but also kids. But who's to blame for allowing kids to become so affected by their social media usage? Some people blame the parents for giving kids iPads or phones when they have a fit or a tantrum instead of parenting. A Knight Foundation poll by Ipsos shows that 51% of Americans say parents are most responsible for protecting kids from anything that can harm them on the internet. However, parents can't be fully blamed because they're not the ones showing kids these harmful videos. A survey from Project Library shows 59% of parent respondents blame social media companies for lack of online safety. But then again, they're just doing their job of marketing and aren't completely to blame since kids have been using marketing for ages. Putting the blame on just one person is too complicated because there are too many different factors affecting it. Even if we did know who to blame, this still wouldn't help with the excessive screen time of kids. However, it can in some ways be positive. Already, it allows kids a deeper understanding of technology and allows access to tons of information that can allow them to learn beyond what kids were able to in the past, quicker and easier. However, the way the internet is used towards kids isn't good for their health. Kids and even adults are being taken advantage of by companies that keep us scrolling for their profit. But I don't think that the answer to this is for parents to not allow kids access to the internet at all, because the internet is very helpful and useful in our daily lives, especially in today's world. In reality, technology could be used in a beneficial way that isn't trying to have so much control over us and what we watch. What parents can do is be there for their kids and have an idea of what they're watching. Kids should be taught by their parents the dangers of the internet, just how they're taught the dangers of not putting on their seatbelts or crossing a busy street. These are not things that should be avoided because at one point they'll probably have to face it, but they should be doing this prepared. They can do this by being offered the truth, so they'll understand in the first place how and why this could cause danger. Parents should also be exposing their kids to active play on the playground or imaginative play with toys instead of just play on the iPad. This can be hard for parents who have a lot of work and stress and rely on their devices in order to keep their kids busy. But parents are essential for kids in order to avoid negative effects of the internet. This will help minimize any harmful content or content promoting harm for kids, and teens to also take precautions towards the content they watch.